Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Friday Lunch and Learn sponsored by the Do Space. My name is Julie, and I'll be your facilitator this afternoon. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Friday morning so far into the afternoon. Today, we're going to be talking about internet basics. I do have the chat open over here on another monitor, so if you have any questions, feel free to post those in the chat, or you can turn your microphone on and your video if you'd like to and join me. If you have any questions afterwards, my email is jdospace@gmail.com. All right, so here's some of the topics or the key points that we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be talking about browsing, just browsing the web, looking at the difference between apps and search engines. We're going to look at hypertext and hyperlinks, using different browsers, uniform resource locators, following links, returning to the home page, changing the home page, and favorites and bookmarks. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to my next slide here. The first thing I want to talk about is passwords. So you want to make sure that you're setting a strong password. When one thing that they tell you never do is don't use your personal information. So don't put in your first and last name or your address. Something that would be known to people. Use longer passwords. You don't want to use the same password for each account. I know this sounds easier said than done, that you don't use the same password for all of your accounts, but if you're hacked into one, that will prevent somebody from getting into other accounts. You also want to make sure that you try to use different number symbols, of variation of uppercase and lowercase letters. Avoid using words that can be found in the dictionary, which sometimes can be a little bit challenging, but I'm going to show you an example here in just a second. And random passwords are stronger. So one of the bits of advice is to maybe take your favorite phrase. The cow jumped over the moon. So I've got, the cow jumped over so uppercase and then lowercase t and then uppercase M again, exclamation point, and the number 28 or whatever maybe your favorite number is. Some different things like that. So think about maybe your favorite phrase, your favorite movie, some things like that. You could even put it in backwards if you want to, but that's one way of creating a strong password. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up Chrome. Like I said, there are various browsers that you can use or apps that you can use. You have Chrome, you have Edge, you have Firefox. Some websites are run better on specific browsers than others. Not very many anymore, but if you are doing something work related and you can't access something or it's not showing up correctly, you might want to get a hold of your IT department and ask them which is the recommended browser. So you've got different applications. Like I said, you have Google Chrome, you have Microsoft Edge, you have Firefox, and there's more beyond that. Those are just a few as examples. And then within those browsers, you have different search engines. So there's lots of different search engines. I have up Google because Chrome and Google are Google oriented. You also have, like Yahoo, you have Bing, you have Dogpile. There's all kinds of different search engines out there as well. You can find the one that is most conducive for you. I am going to use Google Chrome and Google today for my demonstration, but please note that everything that I am going to discuss today will in fact carry over to any one of the browsers or any one of the search engines. So when you first go into the internet, now my page defaulted to google.com, but if you're not there and you're following along at home, what you're going to want to do is you're going to come up to what's called the address bar. So right here, I'm just kind of waving my mouse around that. I'm just going to type in google.com, and it will probably populate for you once you start typing it in. Every once in a while, it doesn't populate what you're looking for. So you want to make sure and be cognizant of what it's typing in for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in google.com, hit the enter key, and it's going to take me to Microsoft Google. So at this point, we can do a Google search. So if you're looking for something in particular, you can type that in. So for instance, maybe I'm just going to put in there black and yellow labs. And you notice what's happening below is that it's trying to second guess what I am going to type in. Whenever I'm typing in something for a Google search and it doesn't say anything below, that tells me that maybe I'm taking the wrong approach to my my internet search. It doesn't happen very often, but you can see it saying, okay, what are you looking for? You're looking for black and yellow lab puppies, black and yellow mixed puppies, Labrador puppies, ornaments. What's going on here are these are keywords to various websites. So those are when you're doing your search, what it's going to look for. If I type in, let's go ahead and just select black and yellow lab puppies. So what it did in that search is it looked for the key indicators in that website. So if you create a website, you've got key words that people are looking for. So it searched for black, it searched for yellow, it searched for lab, it searched for puppies, and it looked for all of those as well. Okay. So you can see that how many websites did it give me? It's not telling me. Very interesting. Okay. Most of the time it will tell you how many websites it found. But then once I go in here, it's asking me something else. It says, okay, do you want every internet site that has these keywords? Do you want just images? Do you want shopping? Do you want forums? Do you want videos? If you click on the three dots, that's always an indicator that there's going to be more. You have news, you have maps, you have books, you have flights, you have finance. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And then, of course, you can click on more as well. What we're going to be looking for in this particular internet search is we're going to first of all, look for images. Before we do that, I want to show you something else. So I typed in black and yellow lab puppies. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put quotes around this. When I put quotes around this, it's going to narrow my search. So it's going to look for websites where the keywords or the key indicators are black and yellow lab puppies. Okay, it's not going to search for black, yellow lab puppies. It's going to search for black and yellow lab puppies because I have the quotes around it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit my enter key, and it comes up, and we didn't see any difference in that search. I'm a little surprised it's not telling me how many websites it found. But at any rate, that's one way of narrowing your search down a little bit. So if I'm here, we've got black lab puppies on Pinterest. You've got Labrador puppies for sale. Maybe we want to narrow this down just a little bit more. And I'm going to put in there in Nebraska. Okay, so here are my results. See what it did? It said no results found Oh, no results found. Okay, so then it says, do you want to search in Nebraska without the quote? So let's go ahead and do that. So you have your Lincoln Creek Labs. I'm just gonna scroll down here and see what other hits we have. It's probably, you're probably going to see quite a few of them. Scrolling down. Retrievers. So you have plenty of, it looks like we've got plenty of different hits. What I want to do for my demonstration today is I'm going to look for just images. So when you're looking on the internet, we're going to go in and we're going to talk about how to download an image. You also, regardless of what browser or what search engine you're using, the internet will remember where you've been. So you'll note that I have these two arrows up here. And if I want to go back, I can click on back and it'll take me back, and I can keep clicking until I get back to just my plain Google. We don't need to do that though. I'm just going to go ahead and go forward here. It also remembers where we've been. So I'm going to go ahead and click forward. You'll also note that there's two different types of links. You have a followed link, which is a followed link would be this purple link here that says Black Lab Yellow Puppies in Nebraska. And that is purple because I have clicked on it. It's a followed link. If I hover over Lincoln Creek Labs, that is a blue link indicating that it has not been clicked on. So if you're looking for a website that you've been to before, that might be something that will help you out a little bit. So a followed link is going to be in purple, and an unfollowed link is going to be in blue. We'll go ahead and go back to our images. What you're looking at here are images that, again, have the keywords black and yellow lab puppies in Nebraska. So those are some of the keywords. And these are all pictures. Remember, I clicked up at the top, I clicked on images. So it's giving me all of these images of Labrador puppies. Now, some of them are chocolate, and I'm sure you're going to see some silvers and some others in here. But what we're looking at are thumbnails. So these are thumbnails of the pictures. Now, if you want to use one of these pictures in another application, or if you want to download it from the internet, you certainly can. There's a few things that you want to keep in mind. So if you're taking notes, I would strongly advise you to write this down. I'm just going to scroll down until I find the picture that I want to utilize. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to, we'll just click on this picture. So that's what we were looking for. We were looking for black and yellow labs in Nebraska. And what I did was I clicked on the thumbnail. And the reason that you want to click on the thumbnail is because over on the right, it's going to take you to an enlarged image. And when you do that, you have the ability to save this picture or to copy the picture. Depends on what your use is for it. I will tell you this, that if you plan on using the picture again in the future, that you might want to download it to your PC, simply because some of these pictures can be here today, gone tomorrow, so to speak, literally. Just making sure that there are no questions. So when you find the picture that you want to use, you'll note that in Microsoft Word and PowerPoint and Excel, we have the cut, copy, and paste, but on the internet, we don't have those particular tools in the same manner. We don't have any ribbons. However, if I hover my mouse over the picture that I would like and I right click, the right click, regardless again of what browser or what search engine you're using, is going to give you the ability to save the image, to copy the image. There's some other options in here. I have not used many of them, to be honest with you. So if you want to simply copy this picture and you're going to use it in maybe Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, you can do that. So when I click on copy image, it puts that image on the clipboard, and I can then open up a blank Microsoft Word document. And it's probably going to go to my other screen over here. Just pull this over. And I'm just going to go ahead and open up a blank Word document. And then I can utilize my paste if I want to. I can come down here, tell it that I want to paste that picture in. And there is my picture. So let's go back to the internet. And I'm just going to go back to my search. And you can continue to search, and you can continue to copy and paste. But like I said earlier, if you think that you're going to need these images in the future, you might want to save them. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to select another picture. Labrador puppies in Nebraska, top 6 breeders. We love duels. I've never heard of that breeder. Doesn't mean anything though. So again, I'm going to right click. Now I'm going to stop there for just a second, because a lot of times people will say to me, well, Julie, what's the difference between a left click and a right click? When you're left clicking, you're searching the internet, you're opening the application, you're opening a file. When you're right clicking, you're bringing up a shortcut bar. So the more that you become familiar with the computer and with the internet, you'll learn that you will be doing a little bit more right clicking, and with that right clicking in the internet. Now, if you're in a different browser or a different search engine, the options in on your right click might be a little bit different. But trust me, that save image as and copy image will be there regardless of which one you're using. So this time I'm going to come down and I'm going to highlight save image as. So that what this is going to do is it's going to take a copy of this picture and it's going to move it from the internet, and it's going to download it to my PC so that I can use it in the future. So I don't want it in my downloads folder though, so I'm just going to come up here to desktop. And I should have, there's my DoSpace presentations and internet basics. Now, the picture has a name. It says top Labrador breeders, excuse me, in Nebraska template. I can change that name if I would like to, and I can just call that 3 Yellow Labs. Now, I can go ahead and click on save, and it will download it to my computer. All right, so there's the picture right there. I can take it from, I can click on it and it will open it from here. Or if I want to continue working, it will allow me to do that. Now my download just came over here to my other monitor, of course, again. And there is my picture, but I can now utilize that in different applications if I want to, and make some adjustments to it if I need to. So that's doing a simple search on the internet. So some important things to remember is to try to be as specific as you possibly can. It is going to remember what you have searched for recently until you clear your browsing history, which is something that I don't do very often. Remember that you have all, and you have images. You also have shopping. These other, like I said, these others, I'm going to go ahead and click on shopping. We'll just take a look at some of these other links. So when I click on shopping, this is going to give me, it looks like it's giving me some pictures of some various labs that are for sale. And you can kind of scroll through there if that's something that you're looking for, maybe a painting or a picture. You can go through and it will allow you to go shopping on the internet. You could also look at videos. So if you're looking for videos of regardless of what your search was for, you can go in and you can look at videos, all right? You can also, it says in the news, so we can click on news, and we'll see what's going on here. These are some older stories. That's one from January. Looks like a bunch of them from January, but nothing more recent. And then they start dating backwards to 2022, 2020, and so on. And then, of course, you have your three dots, and if you're looking for maps, I don't really know what this would bring up for maps, but we are going to spend some time looking at maps. So this is how it's giving us the different breeders in Nebraska, and it's showing us, you know, we can go ahead and it will map this out for us. And we'll look at that here in just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and click on the back arrow because I want to cover all of the different options for you. We have books if you want to look at books on that particular topic. You also have flights and finance. Probably doesn't really apply to this particular search. Down below that, you have your different views. So right now we're in view. I can go to the full view where we'll see what that looks like. So it's giving me my books. It's giving me just a picture of those. It'll also tell you what type of document you're looking for. If you're looking just for books, just for magazines, it can give you can do a time frame from the 21st century or a specific range. So there's all kinds of different things that you can do on the internet. But today we're talking about internet basics. So I'm not going to go too far in depth with all of that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to X this out. And you can see that it has all kinds of different options up here. So let's just look for TCL Labs Nebraska. Okay. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to, you can see that I've got the Cedar Valley Hunt Club and TLC Labs over here on the right hand side. I have the ability to click on directions, to save, to call. Yes, you can call through your computer or through your iPad if you would like to. Frequently, I like to look at directions. So let's just see, let's have the internet give us some directions. So if I click on directions, it's going to say, okay, you know, where are you coming from? And I'm just going to put in here Omaha. And you can be more specific, obviously, if you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead and put Omaha in there, and it will begin to do map that out for me. I typed in Omaha. I'm assuming that this is downtown. Typically, when you're looking at mileage or you're doing something from a specific city, it is going to be where the main post office is located. So I'm assuming that that's where we're coming from. So here's what it's telling us to take. It's going to take an hour and 41 minutes via Northeast 91 West. Now, if I click on the back arrow, it gave me some other options. So we can go via US 275, via Northeast 36. So it ranges anywhere from an hour and 41 minutes to an hour and 46 minutes, a 5-minute differential. So you can kind of plan that out depending on what you want to, do. You can also take this. Let's say that we want to take a different route. So maybe I want to go to where is this? Stanton via North Bend. So I'm just going to take this. I'm going to drag. I'm going to pull this out. And I'm going to take a different route. So now when I let up on my mouse, it says, okay, if you want to go that way, you certainly can. So it'll be a little bit further. It's 105 miles, it looks like, but not too much of a difference in time. So if it's not taking you on a route that you would like to go on, you can certainly drag and drop this to another location. You can see that right here, I'm laughing because it says this is a construction zone. If you've driven around Omaha recently, I think that they'd have to have this particular signal over the entire city. So that's looking at specific maps if you want to look at specific maps. And it will give you the ability to give you directions. Now you'll also notice that this is via car. You can do via transit, you can do via walking, via bike. If you would like to, you can also click on the best mode travels. And again, it's going to take us back to the original map route that it gave us, not going through North Bend, but going up through Scribner and so on. If you're looking down here in the lower right-hand corner, you'll note that you can click on show your location if you want to. You can also zoom in and zoom out. That's kind of nice. Oops, I probably went a little bit too far there. You can see that my internet is working hard to get everything back in place so that we can look at our map. You can also take this little person and you can drag and drop it to a specific street. And we'll do that here in just a minute. All right, so that's getting various directions. Again, remember that the internet is remembering where we have been. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the back arrow. It's just going to continue to take us back until we get to where we were with our search. Okay. So now I can come up and let's go ahead. I'm going to type in a particular address. So if you want to look for a particular address anywhere in the world, you can do that. So I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to type in Sunset Lake Iron. Oops. If you have any questions, feel free to put those in the chat. Iron River, Michigan. And I'm going to go to, notice how now I'm looking for a specific location. So now I do have images, but it adds maps. So if I click on maps, it's going to give me just a map of the Sunset Lake. So let's go ahead and Sunset Lake. There's Ice Lake. Oh, there it is. And it's not showing us much. We're right here. We want to go ahead and pull this out. Now, if maybe you're looking for a rental, maybe you're looking for an Airbnb or looking at a hotel, maybe you're looking for a house that's for sale, you can switch from just the map, and I can look at layers. When I click on layers, it's going to give me a satellite view. So I'm going to be able to come out here and zoom in maybe on a specific area. So let's say that if there is a house for sale, and you'll notice that when I'm zooming, it is taking a little bit for it to focus. Now, I guess we're not going to get very close. We're not going to get very close here for the focus. But you can kind of look at the various places if you want to. And we'll look at another example of something in the Omaha area that you can look at, that you can associate with. So you'll note that you can, once I type that in, it will give me a map. It will also give me, you know, I can click on, okay, where's the nearest restaurants, where's the hotel, what we do, you know, where parking, pharmacies, anything that you want to know about a particular area. You can just type in the address, and the internet will allow you to gather that information. You also have the ability to, like I said, get directions. If you want to share this, so let's go ahead and get directions. We will get directions, and we'll just, again, I'm just going to type in Omaha. So it looks like it's about a 10-hour drive via I-35 and via I-90. It's a little bit further. And this is a nice feature. If you do want to fly, it says it's going to take you 4.5 hours, depending on where you're going to. But wow, the flights up there look like they're probably a little pricey, $968. But again, here's your ability to look at restaurants if you're driving, hotels, and so on. So it kind of gives you everything right at your fingertips. Oh, it does. It tells you from Omaha. That's a direct flight. Find that hard to believe. Okay. Oh, on Delta. Oh, connecting one or more stops. All right, that makes more sense to me. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's just go back to Google. So I'm going to go up to my my bar, and I'm going to type in google.com. Oops, you have to spell it right though. There we go. So when I go back to google.com, and you can go to any website that you want to. We'll go to some other websites here in just a little bit. When you're typing that in, that's what they consider to be the URL, or the Universal Resource Locator. Okay, just in case you wanted to know that, somebody might use the term URL, and it's a Universal Resource Locator. And I'm going to come down, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to type in 72nd and Dodge. And we'll look for 72nd and Dodge. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to maps, because I do want to show you how you can zoom in a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and we'll get the layers. And when you get the layers, that gives us some more information. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to move in here a little bit. Okay, now you can see that Google has not taken pictures in quite some time, because the DoSpace old building is still there. Typically, they take pictures about once a year. If you're looking for something, you know, go look for your house. Go look for maybe a house that you used to live in. This is really fun. But obviously they have not taken any pictures in a while. So let's just go to maybe 84th Street in Papillion. So again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, let's just take a look at, let's go to downtown Papillion here. I'm going in the right direction. Yes, I am. And they're doing quite a bit of construction over here on the left. It looked like the construction had started. So I don't know when the last time was that they took pictures. Go ahead and move in here. Now, I'm going to remember what I promised you, that you could you can take this little yellow and drag and drop it to the street. And I'm going to drag and drop it. I'm gonna let up on my mouse. It's gonna give us a different view. So now it's saying, okay, this is 12209 South Washington Street. Which is the same thing as 84th Street, just to let you know. Maybe turn around now. So what it's doing is it's giving us a street view. Okay, yeah, I'm way out past Midlands. And for those of you that might be kind of looking right now, I am extremely directionally challenged. Oh, and it's telling us that the last time that this picture was taken was September of 2022. So if you're following along with me, go in and type in maybe a particular address. So let's just go right downtown Plain. So we'll go to 129 North Washington Street. Move this along a little bit. And I'm going to drag and drop. Come on. Oh, they didn't take me there. Where did it take me here? Oh, now I'm over by Papio Bay. But at any rate, now you've kind of got the idea as to what you can do. You can get a street view if you would like. Like I said, if you want to go in and maybe get a look at a house, this is a nice way that you can take a look at the neighborhood from above. Or just maybe just you know, I've used this for different reasons to look at you know, what's a hotel like? You're traveling and you want to make a hotel reservation, but okay, what's the town kind of look like if you're not familiar with it? What's the hotel look like? There's not a great selection. Some things like that. I was the last time that I did this, I had somebody in here saying that they worked for a pool company, and this is how that's a lot of what she did. Was she went used Google or Google Earth to go in and look for people in the greater Omaha area that had a pool. And they would note that, and they would try to market to those particular people. I thought that might be a little bit of a an integrity issue, but it's not my business. So quite the interesting. It must have been profitable for them. So you can see that, you know, I don't know whose backyard this is, but you can get pretty close to these houses depending on how the picture was taken. If you're ever driving around Omaha, you might see a Google car, and they're just driving around and they're taking the Google pictures. All right, I need to go back to my key points here for just a second. So we have looked at a little bit about browsing. We've talked about the apps versus the search engine. Universal Locator. Okay, turning to the home page. All right, so let's just go ahead. And I am going to let's go to Huskers.com. So again, I'm just going to go up. I'm going to type in the URL Huskers.com. It will take me to this this particular website. And you can, it's, you know, the Husker sports that you would like to know. Now, if this is a website that you use quite frequently, you can bookmark it. So I'm going to click on the little star, and I'm just going to go ahead and let's see, whatever I want to save this to. So I have my bookmarks bar, I have others bars. I can create a new folder, and I can just call this sports. Now, whoops. You can either save it this way, or you can create a shortcut. Typically, I create shortcuts rather than creating a bookmark. I just think it's a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to restore this window down a little bit. I'll go ahead, I can close up Microsoft Word. We don't need that open anymore, I don't think. So I can cut that. Then, all right. So what you can do is you can take this this URL, and I am clicking right on top of the little logo, and I'm going to drag and drop that out to my desktop. That's going to create a shortcut for me on my desktop. So if I want, you can see I've got a few various shortcuts out here. I know that that's a shortcut because of the little bar right here and the little arrow. So here is my bookmark for the University of Nebraska official athletics website. If you want to change that, you certainly can. If you want to change the name of that, all I have to do is select the name of it, and I'm just going to call it Huskers and hit the enter key, and we can rename that. So I'm just going to expand my window back out. So that is a couple of different ways that you can create a bookmark. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to go back to google.com. And you can see that you have your Google search and you have I'm feeling lucky. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just do both of those. Burger King has free Whoppers today. Okay, so let's look for the Deuce Space, Omaha, Nebraska. So when I type that in, that needs to be updated. When I type that in and I click on Google search, this is what it gave me. Let's just go ahead and click on back. Let's go ahead and put that back in again. Oops, I want to click on I'm feeling lucky. Okay. So when I do that, it just spins and it gives me different options. Did they change this a little bit? I'm feeling hungry. That's why it gave me the restaurants. So let's go back. That's kind of fun. I don't I'm feeling doodling around. Okay. They have changed that. If you click on I'm feeling lucky, it should it will take you, it'll give you just like the top websites for whatever you're looking for. So that one was I'm feeling artistic, I believe. There's the hunger again. So just kind of a fun little tool for you to play around with. So again, like I said, there's different, I've been using Google. Let's go ahead and look at some other search engines. So you can use yahoo.com, bing.com. It just depends on what you're looking for, what you prefer. So here is Yahoo. Like I said, let's go ahead and start with, earlier today we did a, let's do the same thing, yellow and black lab. There's that. It's trying to second guess us. So we were on Google, we were on Yahoo. It's trying to figure out what are we looking for to try and save us some time. And I'm just going to go ahead and say yellow and black lab puppy, and we'll hit the enter key and let's see what Yahoo gives us. So again, these are all of the, okay, here's what I was expecting Google to give us, and it didn't. So when I typed in yellow and black lab puppies, it gave us 7,950,000 websites that have the key words yellow, black, lab, puppy. So again, what a search engine is doing is it's putting an and in between each one of those words. So it's saying yellow and black and lab and puppy. And it's looking for any website that matches those keywords. And it looks like some of them obviously match all of them. But let's go up. Let's just see what the difference is. Let's go up and put our quotes in. So by putting the quotes in, it takes those ands out of there. So now I'm just looking for any website that has yellow and black lab puppy. I'm gonna hit the enter key. And about 5 search results. So look at how much that narrowed it down. So now we have, looks like we've got more than, well, maybe we don't have more than 5, not too many though. It's a lot better than looking for through almost 8 million of them, right? So let's say, in Nebraska. Now, remember when we did this, on Google, it said there are no results. Every search engine is going to give you a little bit of a different, result, and that's on the back end. That's how it was developed. Okay, so this one didn't give us any either, so that's consistent. It gave us some pictures. I think that Google gave us some pictures as well. But again, when we did this, we now have just our images. So here are the images. You're going to go through the same process regardless of what search engine you're using. If I click on, oh, those two are cute. If I click on the picture, if I click on the thumbnail, remember those are the thumbnails. Now it's going to give me a full-blown image, and I can right click. Now, see, it doesn't give us all those same options. In Google, there were more options, but we're focusing on 2 things here. We're focusing on save image as and copy image, right? Those are the 2 main things that you're going to use, especially with just beginning on the internet. And then I can click on save. It says yellow, black. Like, that's okay. We'll go ahead and save that. Let me see what view images. I don't think it downloaded correctly for some reason. Okay, now let's try it. Save image as. Save that. Okay, now sometimes when you are searching, and it hasn't happened to us yet, but you can click on a thumbnail, and it's going to take you shopping. So how you can know that you're going to get into something like that is that it has prices below that. Those are websites that people are trying to sell you things. So if you try to download the thumbnail, or expand that or bring it to full size, it's going to take you to their website. So if you're not interested in shopping, you'll want to scroll down and get to a picture that doesn't have any prices underneath it, so to speak. So we looked at Google, we looked at Yahoo. Let me go ahead and I'm going to pull up Microsoft Edge just to show you that there are no differences there as well. So this is Microsoft Edge. It is taking me to whatever their home page is, it looks like. I don't use Microsoft Edge very often. Let me click on the gear here and see what we have. Background. See, come here. Favorites, histories, downloads, extensions. I'm gonna go into settings. So what I'm looking for, in Edge is to show you how to change the home page. Default browser, cookies and site permissions. So start home and new tabs. When start Edge. When start Edge, open these pages. Add a new page. So I'm just gonna go to, let's go to www.omaha.com. We'll click on add. And let's just go ahead and. Whoops, we want to get out of the settings. I'll go ahead and close this. And I'm going to reopen it. Sorry, I'm working off of another monitor over here for just a second. So here it comes, and it opened it to omaha.com. So if you have a particular website that you want to go to, I don't have a homepage set, but you can go in and set home pages. The internet remembers where you've been until you've so if I go to type in something, it's not gonna work so much on Edge because I don't use that very often. But if I go back to Google Chrome, and let's say that I just want to go to maybe Amazon. So if I type in an A and an M and an A, there's Amazon.com, takes me to Amazon, and it remembers where I've been. So I don't use bookmarks. I don't use shortcuts very often because typically it just remembers where I have where I've been, and I can type that in. Looking at my time here, I do want to stop. We're almost at the top of the hour, and see if you have any questions. Again, you can post those in the chat, or you can always email me at a later date at jduspace@gmail.com. Remember that when you are creating your passwords that you want to create strong passwords, don't use things that people would be able to, drive down your street and say, oh, they live on Washington Avenue. I bet their password is Washington. And they might have added some numbers to it. Well, maybe the address here is 129. So maybe we'll try Washington 129. So try to make it something that is not very obvious. I know, like I said earlier, it's not easier said than done. But maybe take your favorite movie, your favorite song, your favorite saying, and create a password out of that. I have so many passwords that every time I say I'm going to remember this, and I don't. Luckily, changing passwords is fairly easy these days, unlike what they used to be. Didn't want to bring that up. I want to bring this one up. So I don't see any questions in the chat. Again, if you think of something at a later date, feel free to email me. Hats off to the Do Space for everything that they do for the greater Omaha area. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care and have a great weekend, folks.